Hello everybody, Film Trigger here. My name is Stevie Cade.
My name is Seth Draven.
And we are here to talk about Warner Brothers and DC and what the frig is going on. So, well, let's talk about what's cooking first. What's about to come out and how does that affect the DCEU? Number one, we have Joker that comes out October 4th this year, 2019. And I'm looking forward to this.
I am incredibly excited for this movie. Like, I was really excited before, but after they released that trailer, I just got like 10 times more excited for this movie.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you're living up to our expectations. Yay, thank you, finally. Yeah, I wish it was part of the DCEU, because I have a theory in my head how this could all work out, but we'll talk about that more in a minute.
I'm okay with it not being part of the DCEU.
Shut your filthy little mouth. It's not like I hit him. Anyway, Joker comes out, it looks really, really good. It's gonna be held in the 80s. We're gonna see a Joker origin story, and expect the unexpected, I feel, with this one.
Don't you have a prediction that Joker's gonna die in this movie?
Yes.
It's possible.
And maybe it won't happen like in that era. Maybe it'll time jump and then he'll die, later on.
Yeah.
After he's been established. But again, that goes into my theory that we'll talk about later.
All right.
2, Birds of Prey. That is in the DCEU.
Yeah.
Comes out February 7th, 2020. And, it has Jared Leto Joker. Not Jared Leto.
Yeah,
but the Jared Leto Joker. From what we know, it's just a little shot of him, with his head poking out a window.
I feel it's going to be exactly the same as the Superman cameo in Shazam.
Well, except not headless. That was ridiculous.
You know what I mean. Like, we know who it is, but they're not going to show their face.
Well, and they're not going to attempt CGI on a face either. We all know what happens when they try that. But, so that means it's theoretically they're still hanging on to that DCEU. They're hanging on to the Jared Leto Joker. They're going to make that connective tissue, work. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. We don't know. We don't know what they're doing. We have no clue what's going on. We can only really theorize right now. And another huge discussion of theory is Wonder Woman 1984. Comes out June 5th, 2020. Grace Randolph. We all know how I feel about her. Right?
She's crazy.
No,
I'm kidding.
I think she needs a boyfriend. So, Wonder Woman 1984. Grace Randolph came out and said, Flashpoint sort of story to kind of soft reboot the entire universe. They can continue on, different storyline, because they just can't even with Zack Snyder's cut right now. Release the Snyder Cut, please. And that movie, I personally think, will be a pivotal point in the DCEU. Like, okay, here's your answers. Here's what's going on. Here's what's going to happen. You don't think so?
I think it's just going to be a Wonder Woman movie.
Well,
yeah. That's it. Like, I don't think it's going to be like... I don't think it's going to answer any of our questions. I think it's just going to be just a standalone Wonder Woman movie, and that's it.
It's like, here's a movie. Go enjoy it. Don't ask questions about the DCEU. Snyder? Never heard of her. So you think they're just going to sweep it under the rug and just ignore it?
Yeah. Like they've been doing.
Yeah. The Batman. The infamous Batman movie. Matt Reeves. June 25th, 2021. Supposedly not in the DCEU. What the I don't know. I think they might be doing a switch and bait on us here, man. I think it will be in the DCEU. But
yeah, I think it's going to be part of the DCEU. But I don't really think it's going to be similar with Wonder Woman, like, really connected.
It's so lame.
I know, but
it's so lame. Like,
very excited to see Robert Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah.
Like, when like a few months back, it was like rumored that he was going to play Batman. I was like, eh. The more that I think about it, the more and more I get excited for this movie. Especially, like, the villains that they're having in this movie. You got Two-Face, you got Penguin, you got Catwoman. Just this whole amazing rogues gallery. I hear we're getting a trilogy. So,
yeah, well, we hear a lot. We hear a lot from WB. They love to talk. I agree with you about Pattinson, man. What sold me was the fact that he was Matt Reeves' choice. Like, always wanted him in the role. And then when WB is like, duh, we got a couple other guys we want to look at. But Pattinson ended up winning out the little small auditions that they did.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But yeah, I'm Pattinson. I'm down with it, man. Just give us the damn movie already.
Took them long enough.
Oh, man, rewrites.
So, BVS was released in 2016.
Yeah.
And The Batman is coming out in 2021. That's 5 years. That is a long time.
Yeah, that's a long... Sure is.
That's an incredibly long time for this movie to be in development.
But the steam's rolling. It's moving along. So...
Right.
Hopefully they handle it the way they did the Joker. Little teasers every now and then. Show us what to expect. And we all get excited about it.
They've only done it with their last 2 movies, Joker and Birds of Prey,
Mm-hmm.
but they release a video when production starts.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
hope they do that with the rest of their
That's
movies.
a good move. It's like opposite of a post-credit scene.
Right.
That's a pre-movie scene.
They did that with Joker, and it's still like a really good...
Yeah, that came out fast.
Yeah, it's like...
Shooting starts today, the next day. Here's our first clip. Whoa.
Right.
Okay.
They did the same thing with Birds of Prey, so that's what I mean. I hope they do that with the Batman and the Suicide Squad. We'll get into that.
Speaking of the Suicide Squad,
Oh.
it's actually coming out. It's the next one after Batman, August 6, 2021. Yeah, Suicide Squad coming up right after Batman. Not connected in the same universe. Why? Because of reasons. We'll see what that's about. I mean, James Gunn.
I'm excited.
I trust him.
Yeah.
I don't trust WB, but I trust
Right.
James Gunn, and I'm putting investment in him, in what he's done and his accomplishments. That he'll be able to do what Zack Snyder wasn't able to do, and be like, slow the fuck down. You hired me. I'm finishing this movie.
Didn't James Wan kind of do that with Aquaman?
Yeah, he did, but
And it worked.
yeah, it worked exactly.
I loved Aquaman, personally. I think it's one of the best comic book movies ever. So, yeah, he's got a different opinion on that. But
Anyhow,
like you said, I trust James Gunn with this movie, and I think it's going to be really good. Will Jared Leto's Joker come back in this movie? Probably not. I'm guessing not. Harley Quinn is supposed to come back. Will Smith is not coming back. Who's Idris Elba playing? We don't know that yet. Like,
yeah, we do. I'm pretty sure he's Bronze Tiger.
So, that's cool, I guess.
Well, I mean, what the Suicide Squad is supposed to be is there's going to be like 1 or 2 main characters left by the end of it because they're expendable. Just like the Expendables, like the movie Expendables, where they're sent out because they can be killed and not missed, and they're criminals, so nobody's going to give a crap. You know, we'll start out with like a team of 7 or 8 and end up with like a team of 3 or less by the end of the movie.
The title, The Suicide Squad, is kind of lame.
That is lame.
It would work if this was the first movie, but for a title for a sequel,
Yeah,
they
Suicide
say
Squad.
it's a reboot. I don't think it's a reboot. I think it's still a sequel. But Suicide Squad and then The Suicide Squad, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, and if it is a reboot,
That doesn't make sense.
well, it doesn't make sense yet. But I think Wonder Woman 1984 will answer those questions. I'm just saying.
I don't think it will.
If it's a reboot, then why are we using the same actors? It sounds like a Flashpoint shakeup.
That's what I want. It also has an interesting gallery of people, like Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to die a beautiful death.
He's gonna be like,
or he's
what was
going
his
to be
name?
like the main character, like the
What
main
was
one
it?
who doesn't die.
What was his name? Whiplash? Was that his name in or
I think
something
so.
like that?
Yeah,
Something
he
that
had
in,
5 minutes in the movie.
Yeah,
so anyway, okay, we beat this down. Moving forward, Aquaman 2, December 16th, 2022. First of all, I'm going to start off by saying, please, can we get Aquaman out from the Christmas release dates? That's a summer blockbuster, man. I'm looking forward to it. Aquaman was a fun movie for me. It missed the mark when it came. I hope you guys don't hate me for this. Jason Momoa. His acting is not there for me. What did I tell you earlier? Like, he has two modes that I've seen him in his movies.
Yeah.
He's either grunting or having a party. And that's his entire thing. Which is cool. Aquaman, that works for him. That he could be the party guy. You know, let's do that. Fine, that's cool. You stay away from Wolverine. You hear me, Momoa? I can't beat you up, bro. And I don't think you would beat me up. And I feel like you would hug it out with me and have an understanding conversation. He seems like a really cool dude. But I don't want him to be Wolverine either. Maybe Sabretooth. Anyhow, Aquaman 2, cool cash grab movie for me. It works. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not like super hyped up about it. Okay, well that's their slate that has release dates as of now. Okay. But we all know that Warner Brothers is not planning to be at Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
What a missed opportunity.
Is it?
I think it is.
Is it?
They had Godzilla vs. Kong supposedly coming out in March.
No, that's been pushed back.
Being said that it might get pushed back. It probably will.
I don't know either way, but they're not at Hall H this year. But according to sdccblog.com, they have plans to return in 2020 to Comic-Con with a DC slate to present. What that means or doesn't mean exactly, I'm not sure.
They're gonna like hype up a DC slate, and then they're finally gonna show up at Comic-Con and just say like, yeah, the Batman is still coming out on June 5th, 2021. I don't think they're gonna announce any movies.
They're potentially bringing on J.J. Abrams, and they're really, really hoping to get him. Why are they bringing on this big director and fighting hard for him? They're looking for a new person to lead the DCEU. I personally think WB right now is still scrambling to figure out what they're going to do. And I think that's why they stayed away from Comic-Con this year, because they're like, we don't really know what we're doing. They're going to bring on J.J. Abrams, and I think they're going to try to remold the universe. It's there. They have it. I think they're trying to figure out a way to put a Band-Aid on this whole thing. But I will say this, San Diego Comic-Con 2020 will coincidentally happen right after Wonder Woman 1984.
I think you're expecting too much from this movie. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe it will reboot the entire DCEU and give us all the answers.
You plan for the worst, hope for the best. That's what you do. To me, this is what makes sense. They're not going to ignore their universe. They had a chance to be like, we're just going to reboot this. They're past that now. You know, and then we keep hearing reboot, sequel, reboot, sequel. Like, right. To me, that says, like, yes, to both. And then, again, what my future wife, Grace Randolph, said about Wonder Woman 1984, I believe her. I think her source is gonna pull through on that one. Because the rest of this just makes sense to that. Which leaves us with what to expect of the Snyder Cut.
That's adorable.
The fuck?
I have no clue. What about...
Where did you get this sarcastic attitude from? I'll never know. I think they will release a Snyder Cut. I think it won't be connected to the movies. If it is, that'll be a nice surprise. But I think they'll release it as a fan favor. There's no reason not to. It's there.
I mean, Snyder did release a Darkseid image.
Yes, he did.
The other day. And the cyborg looking at his family and him.
Oh, look at him. Look how beautiful they are. Yes.
Someone who took the Darkseid image and compared it to a scene in Justice League. Except instead of Darkseid,
it's Steppenwolf.
It's Steppenwolf.
Yeah. The whole moral of that is Darkseid was done. At least in that shot, he was done. Yeah. Like, and that's just a shot. Like, there was probably a whole scene where he walked out, and I wouldn't be surprised if had that entire scene completely rendered, completely done, and then they just, put the cloak of Steppenwolf over him. How much of this movie was actually done? Because every picture, every photo we get, it's like, that's a whole other storyline. It's not even in the Justice League theatrical cut that we got. They changed this entire movie.
Yeah, they did. Like,
I mean, it's amazing that they thought they could get away with that.
As many finished photos as Snyder's released, like...
I think if they don't release a Snyder Cut in about 20 years, we can take all those photos that he's releasing, we'll be able to piece them together and actually get the whole movie and just be able to watch it like a flip book. So, theories. They can't ignore BVS. They can't ignore Man of Steel.
I don't think Ben Affleck's coming back, but I hope they bring back.
I think he is. When? I don't know. Okay, so theory time. Joker movie. Prequel to the Batman. The Batman is a prequel to the BVS the Snyderverse.
I think that the Batman is a prequel to BVS, but I think Joker is its own standalone thing. I do not think that it is connected at all to anything we've ever gotten.
I think it could be. Look at this timeline. The Batman is going to happen in the 90s, right? The Joker looks like it's in the late 70s, early 80s. We see Bruce Wayne in a trailer. He's a little kid. That kid can grow up, he'll be Batman in the 90s. And that Batman will be the same age as Ben Affleck in 2015 or 2016 when that was released. To me, that timeline is not a coincidence, man. But I think they're being secretive. I'm hoping. Just give me this, please!
I don't think that Joker is connected. And I think that's why Joaquin Phoenix signed up to do the movie.
I think Joaquin Phoenix signed up to do one movie. And I think he's only going to do one movie. I'm not going to go back into it. If you want to see my theory about how Matt Reeves can clean up the DCEU, I'll put it in the card right here or over here, wherever the card shows up. You can go click on that for the full theory that I have on this entire subject. But it makes sense. And then the timeline that these movies are supposed to be in, it gets confirmation of that theory. It really, really is. And it turns Jared Leto's Joker into Jason Todd, that is now a Joker wannabe, which makes sense for him. Makes sense why that Joker is the way that Joker is in this world.
I want Red Hood. I'm not talking like Joker Red Hood with like that really dumb helmet or whatever he was wearing. I'm talking like Jason Todd Red Hood, with the guns.
Yeah, Red Hood movie would be good. But that's, to me, the two movies that are not confirmed to be in the DCEU, I think could very easily be put into the DCEU. Oh, I'll talk about Ben Affleck. Why I think he's coming back.
Why?
I think he's stepping away, letting him make this prequel, okay? Now, when he made the announcement, I'm not Batman?
I'm not Batman?
That's a question.
That was a joke.
No, that can be taken that way too, but that was a question. That was a question.
You are such a Snyder fan. You look way too much into things. That he was joking. I think that's it. I think he was just kidding around.
He said he was not Batman, but also asked at the same time. I'm just saying, Batman's just not going to be around anymore. We're just not going to talk about Batman anymore. That doesn't make any sense.
Ben Affleck's Batman died in our unreleased Justice League 2. That's what they're going to say when Batman is not around anymore. Justice League 2 wasn't released, but it still happened.
This house has been divided. You're grounded. We're like Siskel and Ebert here, man. Like, we butt heads sometimes, and I love it.
I'm not old, so I have no clue who those are.
What do you guys think? And while you're hanging out in the comment section below, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell ding thing so you get notified anytime we upload a new video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace. They're up there.
I try not to awkwardly just stare at the camera. Like,
what,
you talk down here like...
See, I look at this, I look at that, I look at like right here, But I don't look right at the camera. Unless I'm talking to them. You know what I mean? Okay.